You're required to have this health insurance. You're required to have car insurance. You gotta have homeowners insurance. And then when something happen, we ain't paying for nothing.
Yep.
You see this little small fine print of this 100-page packet that we told you to read and you ain't?
It's true. It's discouraging. You mean to tell me I've been paying car insurance for y'all for 10 years, never had an accident, now I come to y'all and y'all supposed to help me and y'all ain't helping me because of this slight formality? Like, that's inhumane.
Especially with homes.
And that's how you know this is a game.
It's
You playing a game whether you realize it or not.
Yeah.
Now, you can play it in different ways.
Yeah.
There's multiple ways you can play this game. But it's so discouraging to think that if I didn't pay this home insurance, the wind I'd have had a storm and it knocked off my roof and you say, oh, the roof was damaged before then.
Or it's not enough damage for us to cover it.
Or even if I cover it, I gotta raise your monthly premium.
Yep.
So it's just like, we gotta start realizing the game that we're playing. This
That's
ain't
good.
personal. This ain't your feelings. This ain't. They don't care about none of that. They care about black, white, red, and bottom line.
And green.
And green. You absolutely right.
Another episode.
Another one.
Yeah.
What did J. Kelly say? Another one.
Another one. God did.
Right.
Nah, this been good, man. I've been really enjoying this time with you, man. I think we got a good one today. When you first get credit cards, like what was your first credit card? If you can remember like the limit, like who it was, how did the whole play happen?
I got a Macy's credit card. Was my first credit card. The limit was like $250. I think I was shopping already, and then you know how they hit you with the
At the counter.
hey, you know you
check
get
out.
20% off of this.
Yeah.
If you sign up for the this credit card, and I was just like, oh, for real? Like, how much would the total be? And so she broke down the numbers, and you know, it ended up being probably like $20 off or something like that.
Yeah.
And at the time, like $20 is a lot if you spend it like $100 or $200. All right, cool. And so, not even knowing, like, I wasn't credit card savvy or didn't have the credit card information. I just thought somebody just gave me $250.
Right.
Like, I ain't know
And I'm
about
scot free.
interest, any of that. And so, like, I remember
Ooh, that's good.
I maxed that thing out quick.
Yeah.
I think the next day I went back.
Right. You don't even have no intent to buy nothing.
Yeah.
But because you sold, how old were you?
What, 17, 18?
Yeah.
What can credit card people
I
start?
think probably
today?
about 18.
18? Yeah. I was like young.
That day, like
Yeah.
birthday day.
Exactly. Probably bought a birthday
It's your
outfit.
birthday, baby.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And I think I was about 18 years old. It was early.
Yeah.
But I had no idea. That's one thing. Pop taught us about credit, but it didn't teach about like credit cards and interest. And
No.
all he taught us about was like, man, pay your stuff on time.
He
You don't wanna jack up
always
your
said
credit.
that.
You don't want to jack up your credit. So
Yeah.
I was like oblivious to how to use it, how to work.
Yeah. For me, bro, my credit journey, it started prior to me getting credit.
Yeah.
First got the job, bagging, pushing carts, right? And mom was like, hey, you need to go get a bank account. So we go up to Bank of America. I get the bank account, get direct deposit, and same thing. As soon as you hit 18, credit card offer.
Yep.
I'm like, oh shoot, fill it out. They gave me $1,000, and I'm thinking I'm that dude,
That's crazy.
right?
Bro.
I want to say no more than 2 months after, Chase ended up giving me like a $3,000 credit card. So I'm really that dude, right? But for some reason, my approach to it was
No, just
swipe it and pay off everything.
Right away.
Yeah. I don't know where I got it from. It was just instinct for me. Swipe it, pay it off. And I remember my first big purchase was I bought a mattress. Like $200-300 mattress, cause back then we was sleeping on little twin boys. And I'm 18. I need me a full or a king or something like that. So I bought that, and then from there it was credit.
Man, you said something interesting though. Like instinctively, you knew like buy something, swipe, pay it off immediately. No matter what the balance was, pay that balance off immediately.
That's how I was, and I wish I was still like that.
No, I'm just saying at that age.
Yeah.
Like to have that, like that's a gift in my opinion. Like a lot of times we think gifts is singing and all this stuff. Like that's a gift, and you've always been like financially astute in that regard.
Yeah.
Me, man, I wouldn't think about paying nothing off. These folks ain't get this money back.
Right.
Okay, nothing about it. I think I probably paid a couple payments back, but after that, I was just like, man, that's dead.
Yeah.
What they gonna do? Because I don't know about credit.
And you don't know the consequences of not paying
I
these
just
jokers.
didn't. Yeah. I just didn't.
And like, what's crazy when you said I didn't know about interest. I didn't know about interest. I just knew like I already had the money. Something just said, this is what really happened. I was like, I don't want to spend my money right now. Mm-hmm. I had the money.
Yeah.
But then I was like, man, now they telling me I got a balance. Mm-hmm. I don't want this balance. Mm-hmm. So I just gave, so the money was gone anyway. Right? Exactly. But I'm not knowing that I'm building up credit.
Now that we think about it, even look back on it, like we didn't know about interest, but what about like the APR? Well, not the APR. What about like the
late fees?
The late fees.
Yeah.
The annual fee. Like
yeah. Thank God I didn't have that at first.
Yeah.
Because like most people, like if they send you an offer and you don't know, like you kind of heard about credit cards back then, but you didn't know. So I just signed up for it. Like I didn't know about any like maintenance fees, any annual fees, like you're saying. Like I did know about the APR. I did know all of the ways that I could use it. Right. This is what I end up.
And
happening.
Did you know like this will impact your credit score?
Heck nah.
Didn't even know a credit score even exists.
Nah. I remember I found out like, I don't know how I read, it was probably like on a statement after I started using the cards. I ended up, remember I told you I got the Chase card. I pulled all the money off of it and bought like what was that? A Malibu, a Chevy Malibu.
The purple
Chevy Malibu. Ooh, I thought I was killing it, boy. Yeah, that bad boy clunked on me and
we were kids.
We was kids.
So we drove that car to the ground. The gasket, we blew the gasket out on that car.
But them cars notoriously bad for having bad
but I
gaskets.
highly doubt we was getting oil changes on
heck nah.
The proper time. We weren't doing the proper maintenance because we were kids.
We didn't know.
And that's the crazy part of life is like, you are in controlled environments until this age. And then, all right, you're an adult.
Yeah.
You can do whatever you want to do.
Yeah.
So the things that became controlled is now out of these, like you have no accountability partners at this moment and you can do whatever you want to do. So yeah, the engine light on saying change the oil, but I can do what I want to do. I ain't got to change it.
Yeah.
I'll change it when I want. Not knowing the consequences behind all these things.
So you saying a couple things. With that oil change, my stuff said it. I drove that thing
way past.
Boy, that car started smoking, boy. Me and mama was just driving. I was like, what the heck? Like, It wasn't no oil in the car, boy. Yeah. And so, man, you said something and we talking about life.
Yeah.
Right? The game of life.
Yeah.
Does it seem like the game is rigged almost?
I mean, I know it's rigged.
Yeah.
I know it's rigged. Like it's designed for certain people to win and certain people to lose.
Is the game of life rigged?
Absolutely. You're gonna always have winners, you're gonna always have losers. It's like any other game.
Right. Real quick side note. I remember we talking about 2014, right? And Philly was playing Boston, and Miami had already won a series. Evan Turner, he was saying he's like, man, we was killing them. We killed them in game, whatever, and they had another game to play. And the winner it was probably game 7. He said somebody pulled him to the side and say, hey, young fella, I know you doing your thing, but do you really think people want to see Philly versus Miami, or do they want to see Boston versus Miami? And it told him this ain't good for the NBA. He said when he said it, he said, I thought about it. I don't want to see Philly against Miami.
I heard that, and as a basketball fan, I do not want to believe it. I choose to ignore that because I enjoy the game so much. I'm invested in the game.
Whoever wins
should win. Period. When you start talking about Rick, it takes the fun out of watching.
Yeah.
I no longer, if I found out that NFL, NBA, MLB, MLS, any of these things are rigged, I'm no longer watching.
Yeah.
That defeats the point.
Yeah, well, you're going to have to keep your blinders on because...
I know.
Yeah.
When he said that, I'm like, oh my God, how rigged is it?
Yes.
And it goes, is boxing real? Is hockey real?
Right.
Is all of these things, and if it's rigged, what's the point? I'm wasting time. If you know who you're going to win, who's going to win the entire thing?
Yeah, we know you don't know.
But now I know. If an NBA player said this,
yeah,
come on, it got to be some truth.
Nah, it got to be some stuff
But as a fan, I want to cut that off.
Right, for sure.
But that's how life is.
That's how life is.
Life is rigged, and we know it's rigged, but we choose to close our blinders to it.
I don't think that you necessarily know it at the time.
Yeah.
Right? Because, you really got to take a step back.
Yeah.
Yep. And then really start looking at stuff objectively.
Yeah.
Talk about how a kid goes from kindergarten all the way through high school.
Yeah.
Structured environment. Right?
Controlled.
I take my daughter, my youngest daughter, because my oldest daughter, she's virtual. But I take my youngest daughter to the bus stop.
Yeah.
I make sure that she gets on that bus.
Yeah.
Right? Now they got to set up to if your kid don't show up, they calling.
Yeah.
They sending you an email, they're going to contact you, right? So then when she gets to school, they're telling her,
look at my baby.
You put this, you go to this class. Hey, fool. You go to this class at this time. You do this at that time. Gym, lunch, recess.
Everything's structured.
Everything's structured.
From start of your day to the end of your day. It's bath time. You got to do chores now. You get homework. Everybody
single
parent,
aspect.
Teachers, administration, coaches, back to the parent. Everything is structured.
Everything's structured. And then once they reach high school, parents kind of tend to lay off a little bit. They ain't walking to the bus stop. They ain't checking up on homework as much, right? But the structure is still there.
Sure.
Right? You got these courses, you need these courses to graduate. They telling you, take them courses and you graduate. And then
the calls still are happening from the teachers if she don't show up. Hey, Madison's not in school. I don't see Zoe today. What's going on? So it's still there.
Yeah.
Even though it's a little lighter, a little more lenient.
But it's still heavily structured.
For sure.
And then you graduate, and it's all hands off, boy. Freedom to choose without a seeming consequence.
So true. That's important. It seems like there isn't any consequence. Just like when we had those credit cards at 18 years
exactly.
old.
Yeah. You thought you just got some free money.
I got some free
money. Y'all gave me $250.
Why you want to go shopping? Come on, let's go.
That's what happened.
$250.
Man, y'all
then,
don't know me.
$250 was a lot of money.
Man.
For an 18-year-old.
Yes.
Yeah.
And that's why I said the amounts. But you got to think so then.
You were so vulnerable at that age, now that I think about it.
I think that's one of the most vulnerable ages for a person in life is that 18-year-old mark.
And not just financially, you're talking about emotionally.
I'm talking about life.
Exactly.
At that age,
they're so vulnerable, bro. And the hard part about that is that's the age when people think they know it all too, and got it all figured out.
Yes.
And so you so vulnerable that you don't see it, but you think you know everything. So people trying to talk to you and help you, but you're like, I'm gonna choose. I get to choose now. Think about it. I've really been
playing the game the way people have told me to play it. Now, as a young adult, I get to play the game how I want to play the game. Not caring about consequences, not even tripping off consequences, not even knowing the consequences is there. And so, like, I'm about to do me. So what most college students do? Party. Don't go to class. That freshman year, everybody had the same story. Like, man, freshman year, like that
I ain't do nothing.
But
And then
get a
structure's
bunch of
gone.
credit card offers.
Oh, yeah.
They don't have no money. They don't got no job. It's just college. I'm used to mama and daddy them paying for life. And so it's like, yeah, I'll take all these credit card offers.
But then
Hey,
everybody
y'all need something
around
today?
you is doing it.
Everybody else doing it.
That's the
Uncontrolled environment. So we go from control to uncontrolled. Just like that.
everybody in Madison's class is doing the same thing.
Yes.
So now we go to college, and it's seeing everybody having fun. That's what everybody, man. We used to be on the yard and we used to be drinking.
Yeah.
People still can't shake that.
It's a lot of people that still in their college days, bro. 35, 40-year-old men still.
Yeah,
Can I understand? It's just like, bro.
man. Some people cannot shake
They
that.
cannot shake their college experience, bro.
Yeah,
Go back
bro.
every homecoming, got to be there. Like,
Yes, bro. And then, yeah, I think like it's always something going on during your class, and you can just say, man, I ain't going.
I ain't going to class. I'm gonna go over here and hang out.
I'm not going. And then there's just, I'm not going. Man, I had this dude, he went to LSU. He was like, man, I partied for 3 years straight. It's like, I didn't do nothing.
Yeah.
And after that, he joined the Air Force. He was smart for joining the Air Force.
He knew, like, I didn't.
He
I
knew,
done
like,
effed over this stuff. I'm about to go get some discipline. I'm about to go get some accountability again. I need structure.
And y'all gonna
Some
pay for
people
that.
need structure, bro.
I think we all need structure.
Yeah.
Like, anybody who operates out of whatever, they'll do it for a while,
Yeah.
and then it all collapses.
Yeah.
Then they run back to the structure.
Yeah, you're right. Yeah. So how does this fit into like the game being rigged? Like,
So that's the thing, right? So from there, let's say even if you do get your college degree, which the majority of people are not.
that's a great point. I'm glad you said that because we have so many people enrolling in college, so many young students saying, I go to college. But then when you further the question, be like, all right, what's your degree in? Oh, I ain't graduate. Oh, I stopped going. I dropped out.
Yeah.
So that's very, very true. And that's concerning, alarming. And then I even think that's a part of the game.
Yes.
I done gave you all these student loans.
Yes.
I done gave you all this financial aid and assistance, and you don't complete it, and now you still on a GED level. Even if you got to the fourth year, second semester and drop out.
Right,
First
yeah.
semester and drop out.
Yeah.
Now you got to go get an entry level job, and now you ain't coming out, and now you owe me money with
Yes.
interest,
Yes.
with penalties
Yeah.
over time.
Yeah. And if you play the game that way, it's definitely rigged. Even if you get the degree, right, and you don't get the money, it defeats the purpose of getting the degree. And everybody say, oh, you get it for the education. Wrong.
Wrong.
I
Absolutely
get it for
not.
the earning potential.
Sure.
Because if I get it for the education, I just go read a whole bunch of books.
Library for free. Like,
For real.
Yeah.
Like, so that part of the game is rigged.
yeah.
Right. So moving past that, looking into adulthood,
Yeah.
man, you see it so much. I remember we were watching, you sent me a clip. It was Susie Orman on The Breakfast Club. And she said, if you put away X amount of dollars in your 20s and you do it every time you get paid, by the time you're 60, you're going to have $1 million.
Yeah. It sounds very good.
That sounds horrible when you think about it.
Yeah, when you think about it, but through the airways, a 30-second clip of somebody saying this, it sounds amazing. It sounds like,
At first it
if I
did.
knew that, but how many 20-year-olds are disciplined enough? How many 30-year-olds are disciplined enough
Yes.
to put away money for 30 years, 40 years? In your 20s and your 30s, you're not thinking about retirement for real because you're so young.
Yeah.
So you living in the now.
Yeah.
So like a 20-year-old college student is really trying to figure out
What I'm doing now.
what I'm about to eat for lunch.
Very true.
I ain't thinking about putting no money away. Like,
Yeah.
unless you just fortunate and you come from that stuff, but that's an outlier.
That's an outlier.
And that's why you see so many. That's why you see the wealth gap.
Yeah.
To be honest, like
Yeah.
we're not learning in school. In these schools, we're learning geography, calculus,
History.
like you're learning topics that they don't translate into success outside the classroom in life.
Yeah. Trigonometry.
Yeah.
I ain't seen trigonometry since
Why you
trigonometry.
ain't did no algebra in your life besides algebra 1 and 2?
I ain't used algebra 1 and 2 in my adult life.
That's what I'm
Not
saying.
once.
The majority of people don't use that. What do we use in our lives as adults?
Communication.
Communication,
Finance.
finances. Those are two major ones. We can stop there. We don't even got to keep going.
Yeah, that's true.
Those are two major pillars.
Yeah.
Communication, being able to verbally articulate how I feel, what I think, being able to receive,
Yeah.
follow up, give
Yeah.
feedback.
Yeah.
Finances. It ain't no escaping that.
Yeah, that's. Yeah.
It ain't no escaping that. So now you thinking like
And these are the two of the things that they absolutely don't teach in school.
they do not teach it at all. Like the majority of people. And now you got a lot of stuff that you can go online, but at school is where I am supposed to be educated.
Sure.
Not me seeking, like the kids don't seek anything out.
Yeah. Right.
They are presenting them the material that is supposed to educate you, expose you, empower you through life.
Yeah. Let's do an episode on why they don't teach financial literacy in the schools.
That'll be good. Yeah.
I mean, because at this point, like you say, when you're an adult, like you literally have to seek those things out, and by that time, like you in it.
Ooh, D. I had a troop, and I was like, "Hey, we got to get y'all finances right." I said, "We got to check y'all credit." And one troop, he got real quiet, pulled me to the side. He said, "Sergeant Treadway," he said, "my credit messed up." I said, "Huh?" He said, "Yeah, my mom put a whole bunch of bills in my name when I was a kid, and I know she ain't ever paying." That's the reality.
Yeah.
I said, "Oh, that's no problem.
Right.
We gonna go to freeannualcreditreport.com.
Sure.
Receive that. We gonna look at everything." I said, "Man, there's no way that you could have put that stuff in your name. We can get that stuff wiped off your credit. You'll
Remove
be
quick.
good."
Exactly.
But him not knowing,
in
nobody
his mind.
taught him. It's over
Life is over.
for the rest of my life
Yeah.
type stuff. Like, and then you don't know if she continuing to do that stuff.
Sure.
So you ain't set no safeguards in place
Yeah.
for your credit.
Sure.
Think about his mom.
That's so hurtful, bro. I got a friend like that. His mom put electric bills and like she's just surviving and all her kids' name. Man, I couldn't imagine that, bro. And these are the disadvantages that people are being presented with, like stuff they ain't even asked for.
Yeah,
the
bro.
person that you supposed to trust, like 100%. Like this, your mother.
Yeah, mama was supposed to look
Yeah.
after me. Like, and you gotta think like, that's another reason why I can say the game is rigged. What's in place so
To
that
say,
you
nah,
can't?
This baby is 3 months.
Come on, man.
Yeah.
That should be in place.
Yeah. So D, how do you feel about like the American dream? And let me preface that. So our entire lives we've been told go to school, get an education, graduate with a degree, you get a job, you find love, you get married, you have children, you buy the house, and then you retire. Like that's essentially the American dream.
Yeah.
How do you feel about that?
How you just laid it out, it sounds good. How it's marketed is different. It's not just go to school, get the job, get the career, find love, get the house, get married, happy ever after. It's not that. It's trip. It's we got the latest this in fashion, we got the latest this in cars, we got the latest this in tech. You want all of these things for a fulfilling life, right? on top of the house, the spouse, the house, the spouse, and the kids.
Yeah.
I think it's a dream, and I think it's time we wake up.
I like that.
We never really saw it as, and I'm big on this, like ideally versus reality.
Yeah.
There's a disconnect.
Yeah.
And if you keep going off this ideal of what I should have, chances are you're not seeing the reality of what it is.
Sure.
And so you're looking at that. If we taking somebody who they don't have access to programs, they don't have like any assistance. Let's say that they did play the game the traditional way.
Yeah.
Right? And they're saving up money prior to 2020. Right?
Mm-hmm.
They doing well for themselves.
Sure.
I want a $200,000 house, which that's a lot of money.
It's a lot of money, man.
Like, that's a lot of money. In order for me to save up for $200,000 for my down payment,
20 G's.
40.
Easy.
It's
Yeah.
20%.
Yeah, if you get the FHA, the first time home assistance.
Yeah, you
then
can do.
kinda-
You can do
it's
stuff
look
like that. But if you get a traditional loan,
yeah,
right?
you need 40 grand.
You need 40 G's. Who carrying around 40 G's with an average job? That's number one. You also need closing costs.
Yeah,
People ain't talking about that,
sure.
right? Mm-hmm. That's another anywhere from 5 to 10, 12 G's right there,
Yep.
right?
Yep.
Then you have.
She need a break, Zoe.
Thank you, Pooh.
Good job, man. She was on it. These set producers are amazing. We have, man. At the tender age of 14 and 10. Y'all going out, all y'all YouTube people, y'all going out and pay all them big shots. You better use y'all families around.
Real talk.
Cut them
With some kids to work.
I've been seeing y'all podcast sets be amazing. Next thing you know, it go down. Hey, you better learn how to get your family and work together. Yeah, man. It's so you closing costs five to let's say 5 to 15,000, just depending on
Yeah,
the house.
So now here's how the game is rigged. Mm-hmm. In 2000 and 2020, the price of houses, they were still expensive, but like you were working towards this goal.
Yeah.
And then 2020 hit. And then all of these houses went through the roof. If you didn't get a house prior to 2020, you better be caked up.
Yeah.
So your $40,000 that you was trying to get, that $200,000 house, is probably like $350,000 to $400,000 now.
Yep.
So now
Just move the bar.
it just reset it. And what you gonna do? This is why I say like that put the money away. And then when you 60, it's time for retirement. And
That's the dream.
unspoken, what they're saying is be disciplined from 20 to 60 for 40 years.
Yeah.
And don't experience life.
Yeah.
Don't take no trips, brown paper bag it. Don't have no fun. And then by the time you 60,
You able to retire from a job.
give all your golden years to these jobs. We in our mid 30s.
Yeah.
Our bodies are aching in ways that they never did when we were. And you can't tell no teenager that because they think
It's unlimited.
it's unlimited.
Health.
You think like
you think everything's unlimited when you a kid. Like,
time is unlimited, health.
relationships are unlimited, so we think we can get to choose and mess over. a
Ooh,
good
that's
woman or a
another
good
thing
man.
too.
So I'll just leave this relationship and go get another one. Okay, good luck.
Yeah. Oh, that's
I'm
good
telling
too.
y'all now. Is the camera hit me? Z? I'm telling y'all now. If you think you get 5, 6, 7, 8 chances at good people in good relationship, you're highly mistaken.
Without changing.
You don't get it.
Yeah.
This thing called life, you just don't get it. I'm saying it. So yeah, that's a gem, man. When you a kid, you're right. You think you get all the time. So 2020, we buying these homes. Well, we trying to buy a house, and now the pendulum and the bar just.
They just reset the bar at a higher level.
And now you need 80 grand.
And now you need 80. You need You need 70 to 80 grand to buy that same house that you was looking at 2 months ago.
Yep.
And it's like, what the heck? Now, not only that, you got to think. Let's say you were one of the people who saved up from 20 to 60 and you got this $1 million. That $1 million ain't worth the same.
It's not worth the same. And now you're old. You're not vibrant. So you can, okay, yeah, I'm retired. I got all my time. But I'm traveling old.
D.I. go
So
sleep on you right now.
Look, I ain't trying to get on that zip line and, with my knees hurting, bro, at 35. So 60? Come on, man. I'm trying to be on a rocking chair on front of. That's why the dream is really an American nightmare. Let's just call it what it is. It's an American nightmare.
Yeah.
Just thinking about giving all your time to a particular corporation, a particular job, until you're old. You done missed out on all of this life because you just trying to survive and get by. Because like you say, you haven't equated all these other expenses into it. You done had kids now, so the money and these jobs ain't like you getting a raise every year.
Heck no, they trying to get people
so now
25-cent raises.
You done got married, you done had 1 kid, 2 kids, that same amount of money that you was making even, it's not even sustainable to what you're trying to do.
No. You said something, D, and I'm glad you said it because this is the major factor in how this game is rigged. You're supposed to do all of it alone.
Yep.
When you in school, if you look at my test, what they call it in school? Cheating.
Ooh, you getting deep now. Now we about to go into some. Let me get this point. Go ahead, keep going.
In life, you don't do that. If you don't know something, you're supposed to come ask me. Even if it's like, especially doing critical points, because we got to get this right.
Sure.
But you done been taught, don't ask nobody else for no help, right? Very rarely do you work on group projects,
Sure.
right?
Get one at the beginning to build the camaraderie of the class.
That's the capstone.
Yeah, and that's it. You don't do it no
That's it. You don't have one-on-one sit-downs with the teacher.
Yeah.
So you can verbally articulate what it is that you learned or express it some other way, right? You don't build these skills up, you don't develop them, and then we put you in a workforce.
Yep.
And then it's been me the whole time. So why would I change that?
Or, come on guys, we have to work as a team. When I ain't worked as a team, I haven't been taught how to be in a team environment.
Ever. I don't work.
I play some sports, and most people, like the majority of people, just don't play sports.
But that's on sports.
Exactly.
That's not me. Like
that's not life.
It's not life, right? And sports do play a major part in developing some type of team dynamic.
But everybody don't play sports.
Everybody doesn't play sports.
Yeah.
That just is what it is. So then, the wife and the kids, do that on your own. You have to move out. No extended family. Mom get too old, put her in the old folks home. Father get too old, put him in the old folks home. Not bring them into the house.
Yeah.
And develop this family dynamic.
Yeah.
That's not what's happening.
Sure.
That right there is rigging the game. And so now, when they do come in, they raise houses, they raise taxes, they raise insurance. You can barely afford it. You was barely getting by. Most people, it doesn't matter at what level of income they are. Most people are still living check to check.
True.
Whether you're making 20,000
to 250 million, NBA players are living check to check.
Check to check.
So that's why I always laugh at these people that act like they just these big time and dude, it's millionaires check to check.
Yeah.
That's the reality. If you ain't, And so I was scrolling Instagram a few days ago, and it was just housing costs increasing and jumping by doubles and triples. Who are going to be able to buy these homes? Because the average American people, the reality is, I understand we have these, like you said, these ideas in our mind. The reality is, man, the average American person, like you said, don't even have $500 in a savings account.
Yeah.
So who gonna buy these cribs? And I know it goes against people's pride. I got money. You want to make it seem like you doing well, this and that, but nah, let's keep it real.
Yeah.
America knows, these people can't afford these cribs, and so what's got to change? What's gonna happen? We got to learn to work together.
Yeah.
You got to learn to start back getting married again.
But we done sowed all these seeds of division.
Yeah, but
That's another reason why the game is rigged.
that's what always happened though. There's always this huge pendulum swing. Like we go so far to the left that it collapses, and then we bounce it off for a while.
Yeah.
Then we go far to the right that it collapses. It's all about the balance.
Yeah.
So you can sell these dreams. Oh, be by yourself, be independent. I'm cool on this, I'm cool on that. But man, when people going to sleep at night, they crying. They taking antidepressants. We in this big beautiful house right now. Imagine if you was here by yourself.
Yeah.
No Zoe, no Madison, no wife, like no brother to come over and hang out with you. Just okay.
Yeah.
Imagine how miserable that really is. So I think that's why podcasts like this are so amazing, because it's like, nah, stop buying into that bull crap.
Yeah.
Stop buying into that American dream and everything that they've been selling y'all, and live in your reality, live in your truth.
Right.
You know if you're a relational person, and I ain't trying to tell you everybody need to get married, but you know if you love a boy, you know if you love a girl.
And you don't got to get married, but having
Have a relationship.
healthy relationships, having somebody that said, hey man, I'm going through something.
Yeah.
Man, you can talk to me.
Yeah.
Like everybody like preaching therapy and counseling, which is a great thing.
But you ain't got to pay for it.
You can pay for it, but if you think that that's going to solve all the therapist is going to tell you you need some healthy relationships.
It's true.
The counselor, they're going to tell you that you need an outlet. You need somebody to talk to.
And that's all counseling and therapy is, bro. Like, I think we make it bigger than what it is. Zoe can be my therapist. I could just sit here and have Zoe listen to my thoughts.
And that's sometimes it's good enough to just
And
get it
all
out.
Zoe got to do is say, Uncle David, I'm 14. I can't help you, but I love you.
Yeah.
Baby, all I needed was somebody to listen. That's
Yeah.
all it is.
Very
Like, we
true.
make it deeper than what it, because it's a system. My insurance can't cover it. I can't really afford it, but they saying I need it. Like, no, just talk to your family.
Just struck a nerve, bro.
Just talk to your brothers. Talk to your loved ones. Talk to your friends that you trust. That's going to give you what you need to hear and not what you want to hear, or just to listen.
Yeah.
A lot of times we talk, D, and you telling me what you're going through. I just listen.
Right.
And sometimes, like, all right, do you want my advice? Do you want my critique? Like, yeah, talk to me. Okay?
Right.
All the time, I ain't talking to you to solve my problems or to create solutions. Sometimes I just want to be heard. And so, yeah, man, that's another system that's been put in place that, you know.
Yeah. You struck a nerve. So I wouldn't even think, but you be going, bro.
Yeah.
When you said the insurance won't pay for it, that's another one.
Yeah.
You're required to have this health insurance. You're required to have car insurance. You gotta have homeowners insurance. And then when something happen, we ain't paying for nothing.
Yep.
You see this little small fine print of this 100-page packet that we told you to read, and you ain't.
It's true. It's discouraging. You mean to tell me I've been paying car insurance for y'all for 10 years, never had an accident, now I come to y'all and y'all supposed to help me and y'all ain't helping me because of this slight formality? Like, that's inhumane.
Especially with homes.
And that's how you know this is a game.
It's
You playing a game whether you realize it or not.
Yeah.
Now, you can play it in different ways.
Yeah.
There's multiple ways you can play this game. But it's so discouraging to think that if I didn't pay this home insurance, the wind I'd have had a storm and it knocked off my roof, and you say, oh, the roof was damaged before then.
Or it's not enough damage for us to cover it.
Or even if I cover it, I gotta raise your monthly premium.
Yep.
So it's just like, we gotta start realizing the game that we're playing. This
That's
ain't
good.
personal, this ain't your feelings, they don't care about none of that. They care about black, white, red, and bottom line.
And green.
And green. You absolutely right.
Real.
And so, man, yeah, I'm excited to continue to, have these conversations, but not only talk about the problems, but like give
Solutions. And that's why I was headed next.
Yeah.
Our episode, Strength in Numbers,
Yeah.
go check that out. Go check out the Strength in Numbers, because that's how they're rigging the game. By separating us, isolating us, by imprinting in our minds that we have to do this alone. Don't nobody understand me. Can't nobody see where I'm coming from.
I'm a loner. I'm an introvert.
I'm independent.
All these terms. Yeah.
we got to start bonding together. Like, and we talk about that, like, with the Nexus thing. We gonna share that gem with them.
Yeah.
Like, you don't have to even get out of debt alone. That's the brilliant thing about strength in numbers,
Yeah.
right? I don't have to do this alone.
Yeah.
I got however many healthy relationships that I have that I truly trust. We can do this together.
Sure. I love Nexus, man. I'm so excited to do that episode and drop them gems because I think it's going to show people. And initially, it might seem intimidated. Initially, you might think, every time I talk to people about it, they be like, well, I ain't got nobody. And I'm like, all right, well, you got me. Let's do it.
That's always my answer.
Let's do it. Like, because we've been so trained and programmed and rigged to do life alone that we don't even realize.
What's crazy is that they programmed us so much that when they show us the fake, we buy into it. And when somebody show you the real, you're like, what is that?
Yeah. Man, you so true. Like, I can't wait till we start talking about the food, the healthy eating, the lifestyle.
Oh, yeah.
Because my boy, Smooth, shout out to Smooth, man. Like, he's my son's barber and he's like my personal trainer. And we just recently went to one of my best friend's wedding, Keelan and Stevie, man. Congratulations, if y'all watching. And he came in, and people that hadn't seen him in so long, like I'm talking about, this dude is straight and ripped. He lost all his weight.
Yeah.
And my other friend group, his wife said, "Is Smooth sick?" And he's like, "Nah, Smooth be working out every day." And I say, it's so crazy to think the people that's actually healthy, in good shape, are sick.
Yeah.
And the fat, obese people like me, in the majority of America, think that we're the healthy ones.
Yeah.
That's the programming, bro. And so, man, we got so much to talk
That's
about.
an excellent point, boy. Nah, that's an excellent point.
Yeah, because we can see his bone structure. We can see his face. Like, that's how he's really supposed to be walking around. Like, we sick.
Yeah.
We 30 pounds overweight. Like, and so, yeah, for sure, man. So I'm excited to further this dialogue, man, and continue to have these healthy conversations. Again, if y'all looking for a healthy dialogue, if y'all looking for an escape from the norm and what you've been programmed to hear, and you hearing this stuff, but it's not really being fulfilling, it's not really medicine to your heart and your soul and your mind, man, continue to tap in with us, man. Anything you got, D?
Nah, that's it.
The game is rigged, but there's multiple ways to play the game.
Yeah.
And that's the beauty of it.
And we're going to start giving y'all tips
Yes, sir.
and tricks
Let's do it.
to win.
Yeah, to really win. So I'm Trey the Great.
I'm just Daniel.
It's all things connected.
Yeah.
Yes, sir, ski.